Hello children, good morning. Children, once observe this one. It is a metal object, okay, made of iron, okay, some object. Here you can observe some rust. Is it or not? See how it is rusted. What is the cause? What is the cause of this rusting of iron? Okay, that is our topic today. We are going to discuss about the rusting of iron. Children, actually, in our daily life, so many objects and things what we are using made of iron only. So many objects made of iron. Okay, so iron has more applicability and more uses in our daily life. Is it or not? So when the objects are made of iron, that's very fine, but after usage of several years or some days, definitely we will get one formation of iron. What is that iron? Iron oxide. Iron oxide, also called what we call rust. How? Why it is formed like that? Why iron becomes iron oxide? What is the cause? Okay, so before going into that concept, once we observe some examples. See, Nana, iron gates, doors, and for example, rims of the cycles, etc. We observe in the condition rusted. Is it or not? We can observe if a cycle is very old one, we can see the cycle rim will be rusted, and the iron gates, doors, etc. also will be rusted. The main cause for this rusting of iron is because of the two factors. One is moisture, and another one is oxygen from the air. Okay, no? So when iron objects are exposed for so many times to the oxygen in presence of moisture, iron when combines with oxygen, it gives iron oxide, also called rusting of iron. So Nana, here, even though the iron material is very fresh one, okay, it is shine only. Fresh iron will be shine only, but after some days, means minimum 6 months, some objects will be in the 1 month or 2 months also will be rusted. Okay, after 6 months or 1 year, definitely the lustrous nature, that shining nature will be dimmed due to the reaction between iron and oxygen. In presence of moisture, that iron become iron oxide. That is also what we call rust. Okay, no? So this rust always weakens. It weakens the strength of the iron. Weakens the strength of iron. Means it become very weak. Iron is strong, but iron oxide is very weak. So this is one unavoidable situation in our daily life. Okay, so you know very well, ship is made of iron only, no? And that too, so much part of the ship will be in the water only, and remaining portion only will be upper side of the upper layer of the earth, sea and water. Is it or not? So much part of the ship will be inside the water only. That too, sea water is salty water. It makes the rusting of iron very faster. Salty water makes the rusting of iron very faster. So that's why the body of the ship every year they will be constructed with new metal anamata. Is it or not? So to prevent this rusting of iron, there are some ways. How can we prevent this rusting of iron? Those are, one is painting, and second one is alloy. Let us discuss those preventive methods. If iron articles are painted, for example, this is one metal rod, iron metal rod. Okay, so by painting this iron rod onto the surface of iron material, oxygen in the atmosphere doesn't contact with the iron. When if you paint the iron body, definitely this oxygen cannot touch the iron directly, so we can prevent in this way rusting of iron some extent. That is one of the way. That's why to the doors and some metal objects and furniture also generally we paint. Okay, and second thing is very important, that is alloy. And one more process also is there, that is galvanization. Okay, what is alloy? Alloy means mixture of metals. Alloy means what? Mixture of metals. What is the use of this making of alloying? Pure iron can be rusted very easily, but if you add some more materials to the iron like zinc and carbon, etc., then it is called mixture of metals. No, this is what we call alloy. Alloys cannot be rusted easily than the pure metal. That is one of the metal. Stainless steel is made of based on this alloy only. Okay, and galvanization. What is galvanization means? Here you understood the upper layer of the iron material will be painted, no, or painted. In the place of painting, if you use chromium is a one more metal, chromium or zinc, chromium coating or zinc coating on the metal bodies, on the iron bodies, then that is what we call galvanization. Because same in the case of here on like this only, if you deposit zinc coating or chromium coating on the iron bodies, oxygen never touches the metal surface easily. That's why rusting of iron will be minimized. For example, see this one, this is lock. Okay, so it is very shiny, no? It is very shiny because this is made of iron only, but this coating is zinc or chromium coating it is. That's why it cannot be rusted easily. Like this wheels or rims of the vehicles also will be in the process of galvanization. Okay, what is the galvanization? The deposition of zinc coating, deposition of zinc layer or zinc coating on iron. Deposition of zinc layer on iron, that is called galvanization. So in the galvanization process, what we use? What is the metal? Zinc metal. That is important point. So in this way we can minimize rusting of iron. Okay, and last concept, what is crystallization? Before discussing crystallization, first of all we have to discuss one more time evaporation. You know very well, salt can be prepared. Salt is prepared by a process of evaporation. See, in the process of evaporation you will get salt. Salt is also one type of crystal only, no? So like that only we will get some large crystals now. We will get large crystals from their solutions. The obtaining of large crystals from their solution is called crystallization. Okay, here salt also crystal only, but here what is the process? By evaporation we are getting. Okay, but large crystals we can get from their solution. That too, these crystals are pure. These pure crystals we will get from their solution. That is called crystallization. Now we should prepare crystals of copper sulfate. we should prepare copper sulfate crystals. Where we can get from copper sulfate crystals? From its solution, copper sulfate solution. For this we need dilute acid, sulfuric acid, H2SO4, dilute sulfuric acid we require, and copper sulfate also we want. So here first of all take one beaker, we have to take a beaker and take some acid, okay, dilute sulfuric acid we have to take, and we have to supply heat energy, okay. After boiling we have to add copper sulfate crystals into that one, and we have to stir, okay. We have to stir again, we have to add copper sulfate crystals and we have to stir. We have to continue this process until where we can't get any until we cannot dissolve this copper sulfate into this one. Means what? If you add copper sulfate into this liquid, it will be dissolved. By adding so on, at a certain time, definitely this copper sulfate undissolved, we will get undissolved copper sulfate, okay, understand? That is what we call saturation point, no? So when that liquid attains the saturation point, even though if you add copper sulfate again extra, definitely even after stirring also we can't dissolve this copper sulfate in this dilute acid anamata, okay. Then we have to stop the process and stop the heating also. Where we got undissolved copper sulfate, we have to filter, okay. We have to filter. After filtration we will get here some crystals, that too here definitely this sulfuric acid will be. So we have to filter and we have to cool it, then we will get crystals, okay. What we done here? First take sulfuric acid and we have to heat. When it boils, we have to add some copper sulfate crystals and we have to stir. We have to stir this and add and stir, adding and stirring. Definitely at a certain time this copper sulfate cannot be dissolved. Then we have to stop and we have to filter. Then that leftover substance we have to cool. Then from that we will obtain crystals. This is what we call crystallization. Here some extra knowledge given, a protective shield. What is this protective shield? Once see here, we are getting sunlight from the sun. At the same time it contains harmful rays. These rays may how much they can cause cancer, etc. Cancer also will be happen due to this harmful rays, okay. Here our earth is surrounded by ozone layer, okay. This ozone layer means it is O3 form. Oxygen will be in this form, O3 form. O3 means this is one of the form of oxygen. When the sunlight reaches this ozone layer, it stops the harmful rays enter into the earth, onto the earth. That's why we are safe. So that's why we can call this one as a protective shield also, okay, shield. So here what is happening? When this ozone layer receives the heat from the sun, it converted into oxygen. This one we require no oxygen, no harmful effect. See, this is the process. This is also a chemical change, because ozone is different from oxygen, oxygen different from ozone, both are different only. So from the ozone we are getting oxygen. That's why it is also one chemical change, okay.